heading into year 20 of his NBA career. So obviously, a lot of discussion around the King has been about what does his future look like after basketball. It's a fabulous morning on Undisputed this morning because we have an exclusive clip from the new episode of The Shop. That drops Friday, but here's a sneak peek of LeBron weighing in on his future. Take a listen.
Year 20 coming up.
Yeah.
What do you want to do, by the way?
What, when I'm
Would
done?
you go on TV? Would you be on?
I don't know. I'll be watching that stuff a little bit.
Like when Tom Brady signed up for TV, were you like, maybe that's...
Yeah, when I seen how much he signed for, right, I did.
Damn, they get you do it?
Yeah, I would. I
Really?
would. Yeah, for sure.
I think you should be a
Why?
movie star,
Because-
you know.
I mean, one, my knowledge of the sport and and being able to have my insight on the sport and still be around the game. I want to stay around the game for sure, forever. I'm letting people know I'm still engaged.
He's a fan.
I'm a
He's
fan of the
engaged.
game. I'm engaged in the game, and I care about our sport. And I know everything about our sport, like literally, like I know everything that goes on with our sport, and I want to continue to help our sport grow.
But you think about that now?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
what you're gonna do?
Yeah, I think
what
about
else you
post-career.
want to do?
I want to own the team.
Buy a team?
Yeah, I want to buy a team.
That's there
for
you
sure.
Go. There you go.
Buying a
Right.
team and then talking is a little tricky. If you own the team and like...
Yeah, I would much rather own a team before I talk. I want a team in Vegas.
We'd love to hear him talk, though. Shannon, LeBron's your guy. Would he be a better owner or a better commentator?
I think he'll be a better owner because LeBron has shown that he's great at being a CEO and delegating authority. Rich Paul, you do what you do. Maverick Carter, you do what you do. Randy Mims, you run the operations, you do what you do. He's hired great people, positioned himself, let them do their job, and you see what it's thrust him into. First active player to reach a billionaire status. And I think that's what you have to do as an owner, Skip. You have to hire good people and let them do their job. That's what Dr. Buzz did for all those years. He let Jerry West, go get Shaq. Go get a Kobe. Draft this guy, draft that guy. He did a great job of that. And that's what the team builders do. R.C. Buford, Sam Presti. They hired, they let them do their job, and they've done a great job. And I think the thing is, and that's something that you can't get frustrated because LeBron is used to being on the court, and he's able to fix it. Something's not going, guys, you know what? Them points I was counting on you, I'm going to go and get them myself. So instead of scoring maybe 25, 30, Skip, I'm going to go get 40, 45 to make up for, you can't do that. Just let guys do their job, and I trust that LeBron can do that. And it seems to me he's like hell-bent that there's a team going to come to Vegas, and he wants to be the owner of the team that comes to Vegas. Now, I did hear they're mentioning about Seattle putting another team in Seattle within the next 2 years, Skip. I'm old enough to remember the Supersonics when the Supersonics were very, very good in the late 70s and early 80s, even when they got Gary Payton and Sean Kemp, the Rain Man, along with Detlef Shrimp. So I remember those. Skip, I just don't know if LeBron is going to be comfortable as an analyst saying unpopular things about a player. I just don't know if that's really in his heart. LeBron is a good-natured guy by nature. So he's not Charles. Charles don't care. You like Charles, you like Charles. If you don't like Charles, remember, he's taking credit, Skip. He and Mike fell apart. He and Mike, they golfed, they did everything together, Skip. And he said, look here, Mike, you're a great basketball player, but you're a terrible GM because you got too many yes men around you. And I don't know if they've ever spoken since.
They have not.
So with that being said, you're going to have to be critical of people. That a lot of them people, Skip, you probably was on their team. They played with you. Maybe you might have to say something critical about Anthony Davis, a guy that you won a championship with. Are you willing to do that? I don't see that in him. So I think he'll be a much better owner as opposed to being an analyst.
And I believe LeBron would be much happier as an analyst than an owner, even though it would be a much greater achievement, obviously, to own, operate, and succeed as an owner in ways that Michael Jeffrey Jordan has not been able to in Charlotte, in which he has owned and operated that franchise for 17 years with 3 playoff appearances, all of them first-round exits. Twice he got swept. Once he took the Heat to 7 games, and that's all he's got to show for what he's done there.
Okay.
So as great as he was as a player, he is bad as an owner-operator because he is the GM, he is the personnel director, he is the ultimate buck stops here on the draft.
Right.
And right away, he took Adam Morrison over Brandon Roy, and I questioned it. I was on cold pizza in those days. I said, this is just flat out wrong. That was his first move, and here we went.
I think didn't he take Kid Gilchrist over Bradley Beal?
He did. Yeah, and Dame in that draft.
So,
okay, we can do every draft. You can just say, oh my God, oh my God. Oh
yeah, Skip, when you're in a small market, you got to hit. You got to hit a couple because it's hard because it's going to be hard for you to lure. Like the Lakers, they can miss, but they can lure LeBron. They can lure Anthony Davis. In some of the bigger markets, Skip, you can lure top free agents.
I would like to think he hit on LaMelo.
Yeah.
LaMelo's got a national TV commercial, which is very good right now, although his father managed to wiggle his way into it, and I don't know how that happened. But LaMelo wasn't good enough early on to lift them into the playoffs. So they're still not even there yet.
Well, they need some pieces. Obviously, they're going to need some pieces. But if you get you keep doing what you look at what the Pelicans did. Okay, they traded, but they got Zion. They got some nice pieces that's coming around. The Celtics is a prime example. But you got to stay the course, Skip, because a lot of times the fan base is going to get restless because you're not winning. You stay the course. This is Jason Tatum's 5th year. This is JB's 6th year. This is Marcus Smart, like 7th or 8th year. You got to be patient. And then you got, get a couple of pieces. You get a Derek White that the Spurs have given up on. Big Al, you had Al. You ship him, you trade him to Philly. He goes to OKC. He comes back. Grant Williams, Robert Williams, Skip, they've done a great job, but are you going to be patient? Even when it doesn't pay off in championships early, because everybody wants that Steve Kerr. Man, you see what Steve Kerr, man, he went in first year, he won the championship. Bruh, that's anomalies. That doesn't happen often.
Okay, what have we seen the rise of in draft masters in the NBA? We've seen a Sam Presti, we've seen an R.C. Buford, I'll throw in a David Griffin.
Yeah.
None of them remotely came close to playing in the NBA, right? So what did they know? They had to study it and learn it as overachievers, where they didn't play.
Right.
And so they have a better sense because they were all gifted with a sense of being able to see who could play and who couldn't. In ways Michael Jordan.
Skip, I think it's hard. I think it's harder to judge if you are a great player to know another great player and who can just be. Because I think the thing is that you think everybody should be here with you because that's where you were. And those guys didn't play. It's like, that guy can play.
Okay. So the best move LeBron James made in his career was hiring Maverick Carter, the dynamo on Madison Avenue and in Hollywood.
Rich Paul.
But no, it's Maverick. It starts with Maverick. All of Spring Hill, all of the $1 billion worth. It starts with Maverick as the overseer, as the primary decision maker on the business side.
Yeah, well, Skip.
Okay, my point is, if you want to own and operate, you need to go get an R.C. Buford to help you through this. You need to listen to an R.C. instead of saying, I can do this. Because what's the worst decision that LeBron ever made? It was Russell Westbrook, right? Because he pushed hard for Westbrook. And it was just flat out wrong. Well, trust me, if you sit in that chair as the owner-operator of the Las Vegas, whoever they're going to be, right?
Well, Skip, you're going to miss some now. You're not going to hit them all.
No,
you're
but
not going to hit them all at the park.
That was a crusher for the franchise. That cost you 2 years.
Well, what really hurt is what you had to give up, the compensation that you gave up to get it. Had he been a free agent and just walked through the door like Kevin Durant did at Golden State, Skip,
you just cut your loss better. Yeah. But
you still got your draft picks. Now you in position
to use KCP and Kuzma and who else?
Trez Harrell, and a pick.
Yeah, and a pick.
And you wasn't able to sign Caruso back.
It became triple jeopardy.
Yeah.
And it looks like you're going to have to go forward with him because Jeannie's saying, well, we owe him 47. We got to figure him out.
LeBron James going to be the owner.
Yep.
I'm going to be the head of staff.
I figured as the fifth horseman. Yep. Are you? Moved to Vegas? Yep. Get out of this rat race?
No. I want to do
it remote.
Yeah, I want to do my remote. I get you some good info. I get you some good inside info.
I'd be on the inside on the Vegas operation, wouldn't I?
Yep.
I'm just afraid you'd start missing a show or two because.
Nah. Skip. I just like Friday night, Saturday night. I'll be right for Sunday.
Would you?
Yep.
I don't know about it.
They got a lot going on.
Keeping it between the navigational beacons.
Yep.
All right, guys, we got to head over to the NFL because the Rams are continuing their mastery of the salary cap. A historic deal for Cooper Kupp, but is he still underpaid? That's coming up next.
No mercy, no